Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for a premiere video. I think this is going to premiere at like 12 or 12:30 in the morning for August 10th. So this is for Muse's not new. This is for Muse's 2009 album, The Resistance. Sorry if I said new. I'm just slipping up with my wording. Um, Yeah, this is for their 2009 album, The Resistance album review. I will be reviewing for you guys tonight. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this Muse, The Resistance album, for all 11 songs that I just got done listening to, and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this album review. Now, sorry that it took me a little bit to do this album review. It's just I had things to do during the nighttime and all that, but I wanted to do this but premiere it on August 10th, of course, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. The first song is Uprising, and I really enjoyed that song. The mixing, the production, and just the melody is really creepy, but it works for sure. It's I believe, the first single for the album, and I really enjoyed it. I think Matt Bellamy sounded really good vocally, and just the way he the song was going overall execution wise, and it did really well. So 5 out of 5. Resistance is the title track for the album. This one was pretty good too. I really enjoyed this one. I like the drum work. I like it when the chorus comes in. Love is our resistance. Keep us apart and they won't stop breaking us down. Lyric. Uh, it's really interesting of a lyric. I really like that lyric of the song when it builds up into the chorus. It sounds really good for the pre-chorus too. And yeah, this was a really epic song for sure. It was almost 6 minutes, but it was well worth the listen. So 5 out of 5. Undisclosed Desires, more experimental than their normal stuff. It had more violin work, the electronic work in it. It sounded alright. It just was a solid track in my opinion. Just lyrically, it's very well written for sure. Matt Bellamy did very well writing this track, so I like the lyrics. The melody, a little quirky, but it's solid. So 4.5 out of 5. United States of Eurasia was a really good song. Pretty epic for sure. They know how to pull out some pretty interesting tracks for their runtime of certain songs on this album. So 5 out of 5 for United States of Eurasia plus collateral damage, I meant to say. Sorry if I said collapse. Guiding Light was a solid one too. Not sure if I'm feeling for it, but I like some moments in it with that airplane thing towards the end of United States of Eurasia where it continues into the next song, Guiding Light. And it sounds pretty interesting of a track, so 4.5 out of 5. Unnatural Selection, great stuff. Great stuff from Muse on this one. I like how the drum work and guitar work is sounding in this track, and just the symphonic melodies in this track sound really good, meaning the symphonies and all that with this song do really well. So I'll give this a 5 out of 5. MK Ultra was more experimental with the electronic work and did sound really good with Matt Bellamy singing in it, and just the it has guitar work and electronic work in the background too. So it's pretty interesting. So I don't hate this song. So 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this track for sure. I Belong to You. I can't pronounce that. Mon Cursore Sovre Atavoix, I believe is how you pronounce it. I don't know. I might be pronouncing it wrong, so please forgive me if I did pronounce it wrong. Um, Yeah, I belong to you, whatever the abbreviation word is. Um, that's what I'm gonna call it, I guess. But yeah, I Belong to You was a decent song. Not my personal favorite. It's just some boring moments in the track. With how the melody is going off key a few times in this track, and it seems a little mushed in together, this song, and not well executed in my opinion. So 4 out of 5. Exogenesis Symphony Part 1 Overture was a solid track. I don't hate this song, I just think it's not too bad. It's good for what it is, it just could use a little more work, in my personal opinion, with certain melodies in the track, with how it's sounding overall, so 4.5 out of 5. Exogenesis Symphony Part 2 Cross Pollination. Um, this track was decent. Matt Bellamy singing in it is not terrible. It's just the melody and how it's sounding. It's just not resonating with me in a good way. So 4 out of 5. It's a decent song, but it's not like what I'm gonna talk about with the next one. Exogenesis Symphony Part 3 Redemption was kind of boring. It just felt like it was dragging on a bit, but Matt Bellamy sounded good vocally, and piano work, it was nice. It just felt like a drag and a snooze fest to get to the end of the album. So it was, the first half is great, up to MK Ultra, and then you get some boring tracks like uh, the Exogenesis stuff. I think the part 3 was probably the weakest out of all of them. So overall, production, mixing, and execution, I think Muse, the Resistance album. I'm giving Symphony Part 3 Redemption a 3.5 out of 5. It felt like a snooze fest to get through the 4.5 minutes of the track. So, like I said, overall, in my personal opinion, I think Muse, the Resistance album, has a good first start. First half is great. Second half, kind of a slugfest to get through, but in a way, I think it's average. So, for a score for me, I'm going to give Muse the Resistance album a 7.5 out of 10. It was a average album. It's not too bad with how it's sounding. It's just there's the second half kind of tends to drag on a bit, and it just kind of feels like a snooze fest to get through the second half in my opinion. But the first half is great, for sure. So I recommend listening to the first half and selected songs like Uprising, The Resistance, United States of Eurasia, Unnatural Selection, and MK Ultra. Everything else is solid to pretty weak. So that's just my opinion at the end of the day. So 7.5 out of 10 for Muse, The Resistance album. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Muse, The Resistance album. If you've listened to the 2009 album of theirs, their fifth studio album, and if you enjoyed this Muse The Resistance album review I did for you guys tonight, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. This will premiere at like midnight or so, so definitely tune in to this premiere video. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will have another review coming out probably Monday for Muse The Second Law. I'm sorry it's going to take a few days to do this next review because I'm going to be busy working. So I'm going to try this job out and see how it turns out. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this album review for Muse The Resistance. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. It's an average listen. It just has some sluggish tendencies towards the end of the album, meaning it can get really draggish with how the ending of the album sounds. And that can be a problem, but I think the album was average for what it went for. So until then, hope you enjoyed this album review for Muse The Resistance. It'll start back up again to finish out the Muse Marathon Studio album reviews will be the 15th for the Second Law, and Drones will be the 18th, and the last one will be on the 21st for Simulation Theory re-review. So definitely tune into that, and stay safe. Take care, guys. Have a great rest of your night if I don't do another video. And as always, I will see you in my next review.